Welcome back to New England Haunter. My name is Jamie. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys a new technique I came up with for corpsing. I'm sure many of you right now are thinking, do we really need another corpsing video? That answer is yes. If you guys follow my channel, you know that I do have other corpsing techniques that are unique to my channel. I will link those in the description below. Now, I'm sure someone somewhere has done this. I've never seen it done. It's something that I came up with on my own, and I thought it was worth sharing with my fellow haunters. So grab a drink and some snacks. This is my DIY Halloween corpsing hack video. Let's do this.
Step right up, come on in, join the show, it's about to begin.
This prop may look familiar to some of you. This is my Cauldron creep I built a few years back. I'll drop those build videos in the description for anyone interested. I originally gave it an aged patina finish, planning to come back at a later time and give it a full corpsed makeover. This past Halloween season, I made a last-minute decision to give this a layer of corpsing. Around that time, a fellow haunter had shared their trick of corpsing with spiderwebbing and liquid latex. So I thought I'd try it out with my caulk method and see what type of results I would get. Because I was short on time, I stuck to a single layer just to get the job done. I worked in sections, spraying 3M adhesive and then stretching the spiderwebbing over each area, eventually covering the entire prop. Here I'm using a latex-based caulk for this. I've used silicone caulk in the past as well. The latex caulk leaves a slightly pliable rubber-like finish, while silicone cures into a harder finish. Both work great. It is worth noting that silicone is usually pricier than latex caulk, so keep that in mind. I have mentioned before on my channel that I've tried applying this with different types of brushes, but I've found that disposable gloves work best for this technique. Once all the webbing was in place, I moved on to painting, using very light dustings of dark green, brown, black, and gray. I also applied some dry brushing off camera as well. This was the final result. I was very pleased with how it turned out. Still, I couldn't help wondering what the effect would look like if I took my time and I built it up in layers. And fast forward to now. This is part of a prop that is getting a full makeover and will be featured in an upcoming build video. I figured this was the perfect opportunity to revisit the method and do it right. The materials for this build will be the same. Everything will be linked in the description below. Like before, I'm starting with 3M adhesive spray, working in sections, and stretching the webbing over the rib cage. At this point, it almost looks like a cocoon. This would look killer in a spider-based Halloween display. Now that all the webbing is applied, we can move on to caulking. I'm using Dynaflex 230, again a latex-based caulk that gives us that flexible skin-like finish and bonds great to the webbing underneath. And be sure to take advantage of those longer, loose strands of webbing. It leaves this stretched, sinewy residue like something half-dried and still hanging on. Looks awesome. Now, you could add a little light paint at this stage to start building depth, but I decided to go straight into a second layer of webbing instead. This gives me more texture to work with once I get into the painting and weathering phase. For the first time, I'm going to be mixing in a darker brown caulk. This is called Cedar Tan. This shade should add texture like old grime, giving the webbing a richer, decayed look as it builds across the surface. I'm not worried about covering every inch with this color. I actually want some of those lighter tones to show through. Letting those lighter shades peek through gives the corpse skin a layered, aged look, like different stages of decay sitting on top of each other. Now I am hitting this with a heat gun off camera between layers just to speed up the drying process. If you do this, just be careful. You can burn through the webbing if you get too close or stay in one spot too long. That being said, you can actually use that to your advantage by intentionally burning a few areas to let the ribs show through. And on to painting. As usual, I'm using a darker, almost olive green, black, brown, and gray. Light dusting of each. The trick here is to let the layers and colors from the corpsing bleed through. It gives a great realistic effect. From here, it's a simple rinse and repeat, building layer after layer until the corpse skin reaches the level of decay you want. Experiment with this, guys. Do as many layers as you like. Here's the final version. I may like this more than my pantyhose method. It has a super creepy, decayed vibe to it. Like most of my builds, I'll step away for a few days and come back with fresh eyes to touch up anything that needs attention. But for now, this is the completed piece. Now my apologies, but I can't show you any more of that prop, and that's because that's going to be in an upcoming video. It's an animatronic that I'm building for you guys. It's actually something that's being repurposed, and I'm sure somebody out there that follows the channel is going to know what that's off of. I'd love to hear in the comments what you guys think that that's from. Initially, if you watched the beginning of the video for my Cauldron creep, that was a last-minute decision that I made right before Halloween last year. Actually, that clip was taken from, I think it was my last haunt update video where I was doing last-minute fixes, and that was one thing that I decided to do. I wanted to corpse it out. So I tried the spider webs. I only put one layer on with one layer of caulk, and I just did some real quick painting and dry brushing, and I thought it turned out pretty awesome. So I did want to see how it would look if I would put it in layers, kind of like the pantyhose technique. Also, this is the first time that I've introduced a different color caulk. I usually, just for whatever reason, stick with the almond, but guys, you can get it in every color. I know you can get it in white, you can get it in clear. Almond, they also have dark brown, kind of a medium brown, black as well. And I thought, why not just kind of, mix it in different layers? And I thought it turned out really good. You could also introduce, cheesecloth or creepy cloth, or even the pantyhose technique. Put some of the pantyhose in with that, and then the spider webbing over the top of that in a layer would look killer. That's it for today's video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I always say this, any questions, email me at newenglandhaunter@gmail.com. Any questions on any of my builds, I will get back to you almost immediately. If you haven't done so already, consider liking and subscribing. I have a lot of really cool things planned between now and Halloween. We have a great community here. We bounce a lot of ideas off of each other, a lot of great comments. I hope everyone is well, having a great week, staying safe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.